Hi, everyone, and welcome to Regine's podcast. Now is the time to talk about truth and true humanity in the great and not so far away from France, America. Today, I want to talk about truth, a word that is always denied by a lot of politicians in our world. The last time one of them spoke the truth, it was, let me remember, I think never. So, what can we do about it? Except crying or being completely undone like an old and abandoned sailor ship. But today it's time to take again the bar command of our ship, the one we only can repair and set in a new course toward freedom and free speech. Of course, we needed to be helped by Elon Musk and his free speech platform to be listened, and of course, to have the right to say the truth about almost everything. And today, I wanted to experiment with this free speech by giving my opinion on this strange love affair that friends don't want to hear about anymore. What love affair? There are so many in alternative media spotlight on this gentle platform. I'm not talking about my French president and his so-called by some journalists transgender wife. Oh no, I don't want to go this way. I'm just saying that many French citizens are falling in love with Donald Trump's new habit of being a good and honorable president in these troubled days of infant harassment and genocide of free speech. Sometimes I wonder why. Because Mr. Trump is not the sexiest man alive, and even less his acolytes, who are Elon Musk and Robert Kennedy Jr. I don't know. They seem to be illuminated by grace these days. And maybe I'm right. Maybe the divine is behind them, also giving them the right to do good things to avoid a general war against humanity. It's time to invite them to the White House, and as the color of this home says, it's time for peace. Ah, peace. Will they succeed in bringing it to America? Because when something starts there, it usually spreads to our countries in Europe. So that's why all the people in France who are sick with their government's lies need to find hope in Trump's actions. Because it's possible. It is real now, without a doubt about the old-fashioned way to kill liberty for the power of money and other stupid things that I really don't want to explain or discuss here. I just needed to see America as it was in my younger days, when I was a teenager in desperate need to dream and find liberty over all. And today I'm living in a so-called forbidden country, when telling something wrong for the establishment can bring you to jail. I'm not a revolutionary person. I just need some hope. And maybe Mr. Trump can bring it to me and my fellow citizen by telling the truth about so many things. He has not the right to say everything about everything, and I'm aware of that. But he has the power to bring life back into our everyday lives by publishing the truth about the vaccine scandal, by telling the truth about Ukraine and that crazy and absurd war that never ends. And of course, about the last 10 decades that have brought us fear and separated us from our true self-awareness. What can we say else? if not by understanding why all these false pictures of created superheroes and other crazy intelligent machines like robots and personal computers that have kept us apart from our true capacities of being human in many different ways. We forgot to think by ourselves, to look to artificial heads for solutions we had in the deepest breath our so mighty souls. I couldn't realize that I was like this either, relying on the government, teachers, and all sorts of ideas of what a human should be. For a long time, I thought that being a Christian or any other faith made me a fool, a so-called bigot with no expertise of real life. But now I understand that believing in his soul and the power of it can only bring you good things in the future. And I want to believe it this way, even if some of my old friends are calling me crazy to believe in myself and in my writing or in my telling stories capacities. Because one thing came to me in the last years, and it was not the truth from the television telling me what to do, but the real truth. That one, which comes from the heart, the soul. That one I found when endly I looked myself in the face. I had to find strength, pray, to regain hope and better days, but only in the sense being true to myself. No false peace behind a strange Netflix movie about war and strange love of all kind. No, I wanted to face myself without a doubt about my genuineness and the hope to continuing to do so in the future. But what is Donald Trump doing in all this self-reflection? It's one of the reasons why I haven't given up, because I felt a kind of hope in his recent election, despite all the awful stories about his life and other aspects of his personality. I had to believe he'd become a new kind of president, not only for American people, but for the whole world. A great responsibilities for one guy, you're right, but I still have this strange feeling that he will bring some light into the life of many people. How? I don't know. Why? I don't know anymore. But the feelings I had since reconnecting deeper with my soul are always proved true in the future. So I hope not to be wrong this time, because the truth has to become reality about so many things. So, Elon Musk, if you're listening, never know, to my podcast, what are you thinking about the word hope? It is true that your platform will provide us free speech in any country. Will all its moderators be in the truth process, or do some still need to propagate false truth and indeed false peace? Today, I wanted to express all the hope that President Trump is giving to the world, bringing it the light of peace, and to give him just the right glow to shine on the day of his inauguration in a few days' time. Days that are becoming more and more unbearable as the air becomes so heavy and unbreathable, shocking us from all sides. I need help to breathe again, because my soul needs to be free to bring a little light to people around me. For only the truth can now reconcile mankind, and not only science and the politics of war, but also the free right to believe or not in God, the soul, or whatever brings us closer to our true selves. And then I write many stories about hope, truth, and peace. Because if all three are combined, nothing can harm humanity. So that joy and dreams of the future can once again rule the world. I'm going to stop my podcast for today to give you the true view of humanity when the silence of a former and out of shape president gives you the sign of a new hope to come in the future. It is now time for the truth to become reality, and it will come to life, Madam Truth, this night of all new accomplishments when Donald Trump will finally have the right to do what is right for humanity and not just in America. He has great responsibilities, and I have no doubt that he knows it, to give us some very exciting news in the days to come. I fastened my seatbelt because the turbulence is going to be enormous for all those who thought the truth was out there. See you next week in a sort of a new episode of Symbiosis. You know, this story that needs to come to life now. But not just as a book, apparently. Because my characters must be very real to show you how to overcome your fears, but also how to overcome the great dangers to humanity when a witch uses these fears to dominate the world. So, if someone wants to help me bring them to life, I am open to all kinds of proposals regarding the film universe in general. To give you this wonderful trilogy as a gift, to be able to allow humanity to dream and hope again through strong and colorful characters with whom they can identify. See you next week then for a new podcast in my not so good English speaking language. But I hope you understand what my soul is trying to tell you. Bye bye. See you the next time in a brand new world. You will see. It's stunning how things and people can suddenly change their minds. Bye bye.